Hello, good morning my dear students. Welcome back to another class of Sexual Reproduction in Flowering Plants. Today we will study about pre-fertilization events that occurs in a flower. So without wasting any time, let's start it. The first topic that we'll study under pre-fertilization event will be stamen. Now tell me, what is stamen? If you know the answer, leave it in the comment section. I will tell you the answer later on. Don't worry about it. If you know, then please write it down in the comment section. Now, let me tell you. Stamen is known as androecium. Stamen is also known as male reproductive part of a flower. A typical stamen has two parts. Long cylindrical stalk is known as filament. Bilobe structure present at the terminal is known as anther. What is anther? Anther is a place where pollen grains are produced. Now, why we call anther a bilobe structure? Because anther has two lobes. The two lobes are attached with a special type of tissue called connective tissue. So, we can say that an anther has a two lobes and is known as bilobe structure. Each lobe of anther is further divided into two chambers, or we can say each lobe has two theca. Now one lobe has two theca, another lobe has two theca. 2 plus 2 equals to 4. We can say that anther has 4 theca, or anther is a tetragonal structure. The terminal end of filament is attached to central axis of a flower or thalamus of a flower. I have told you what is the function of thalamus. Thalamus is the base of a flower and all the other parts of a flower are connected to thalamus. Now can you see the space inside the theca? This space is made up of sporongenous tissue, or we can say microsporanginous tissue. Now, what is microsporanginous tissue? Microsporanginous tissues are special tissues which further develops into pollen sac. And what is pollen sac? Pollen sac is that place where the pollen grains are produced. So, we know that anther has two lobes and one lobe has two theca. How many total thecas are there? 4 theca. So, there will be 4 microsporangium. Students, now let us see the structure of microsporangium. Microsporangium is made up of 4 different layers. The outermost layer is known as epidermis. It is made up of single layer of cell. The second layer is endothecium. It is also made up of single layer of cell. The third layer is middle layer. Middle layer is made up of 2 or 3 layers of cell. And the last layer of microsporangium is tapetum. Now, as you can see, there is one special labeling, connective tissue. Now, what is connective tissue? Connective tissue is that special tissue which connects the 2 lobes of an anther. Now, moving to the next one is sporongenous tissue. The tissue which is present inside tapetum is known as sporongenous tissue. Now let us see the function of these 4 layers. The first 3 layers, epidermis, endothecium and middle layer, provide protection to the developing pollens. Whereas the 4th layer, tapetum, has a very special function. It provides nourishment to the growing or developing pollens. Now, the sporongenous tissue over here is also known as microspore mother cells. Now, why they are known as microspore mother cell or pollen mother cell? Because each cell of microsporanginous tissue is capable of producing pollen, and just because of this reason, they are also known as PMC, pollen mother cell. One more thing to remember, the cells of tapetum has dense cytoplasm and they are multinuclei cells. That means they have more than one nucleus. Students, let's move to our next topic, microsporogenesis. Now, what is microsporogenesis? The formation of microspore from pollen mother cell or PMC is known as microsporogenesis. As I have earlier told you what is PMC cells or who are known as PMC cells, the cells of sporongenous tissue are known as pollen mother cells because they are capable of producing pollen grains, and just because of this potential they are known as pollen mother cell. Now, each pollen mother cell undergoes meiosis division to produce 4 microspores. As the microspores produced are present in cluster or they are stick together in a cluster, the structure is known as microspore tetrad. When an anther matures, it dehydrates and all the pollens which were earlier present in a cluster separates from each other and form pollen grains. Students, now let us study about pollen grains in brief. Just have a quick revision. Pollen grains are formed from microspore tetrad, and microspores tetrad are formed from pollen mother cell, and the name of the type of division by which pollen mother cell produces microspore tetrad, meiosis division. Now let us see the structure of pollen grain. When a pollen grain is maturing, it has 2 vacuoles, 1 large prominent nucleus, and the cytoplasm is covered by plasma membrane. When a pollen grain matures, it has 2 cells. The first cell is known as vegetative cell and the second cell is known as generative cell. Pollen grain is surrounded by 2 walls. The outer wall is known as exine and the inner wall is known as intine. Now let us see the function of these walls. First of all, the exine wall which is present on the outer surface has a main function of protection. It is made up of a substance called sporopollenin. Sporopollenin is a special organic substance that can resist high temperature, acid, alkaline, and there is no enzyme found so far who can digest sporopollenin. Just because of this reason, pollen grains are stored as or referred as fossil. Exine has a very prominent aperture or an opening called germ pore. We will study about this germ pore in next event, that is the fertilization event. Germ pore is an opening or a place where sporopollenin is absent. Now let us see the inner wall. The inner wall of pollen is known as intine. Intine wall is made up of thin continuous layer of cell, or we can say the inner wall of intine or the inner wall of the pollen grain is made up of thin continuous layer of pectin and cellulose. Children, now let us see the other parts of a pollen grain. Vegetative cell, generative cell. Vegetative cell is bigger in size as compared to generative cell. Vegetative cell acts like a food reservoir, whereas generative cell is smaller in size and floats in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. When a pollen grain has 2 cells, vegetative cell and generative cell, this stage is known as 2-cell stage. Most of the angiosperm plants, or I should say 60% of the plant species, shed pollen grain at this stage, whereas the remaining species or the 40% of the plant species shed pollen grains in 3-cell stage. Now what is a 3-cell stage? When generative cell mitotically divides and produces 2 male gametes, that stage is known as 3-cell stage. Now let us see some other facts of pollen grain. Pollen grains can be allergic and can create severe allergies in humans. For example, example, Parthenium grass or carrot grass can cause severe or chronic respiratory allergy like asthma and bronchitis. Whereas, if you see the other side, pollen grains are highly nutritious. They contain a high amount of nutrient, and because of this, they are also used as food supplements. Now, have you heard about storing pollens? Yes, it is possible. Pollens can be stored for years and years in liquid nitrogen at the temperature of minus 196 degrees Celsius. Further, these pollen grains can be used for plant breeding programs. Now, let us talk about viability of pollen. What is viability of pollens? The potential of a pollen to fertilize as soon when it is released from the anther is known as viability of pollen. For example, wheat and rice, the viability period of pollen is 30 minutes. Sometimes it varies depending upon the humidity and atmospheric condition. The viability of pollens can vary. In other plant species like Rosaceae and Leguminosae, the viability time of a pollen is 1 month. Students, that's all for today. If you found the video informative and you have learned something from this video, then don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. If you think that you can help your friend by sharing this video so that he can understand the concept in a very simple and easy way, then don't forget to share the video. See you in my next class. Bye-bye.